I was never interested in being the best. I was obsessed with being accurate. Accurate with my strikes, accurate with my thoughts, accurate with my purpose. Because a man who is precise cannot be stopped. This is how I trained my mind like a sniper. And if you dare to master yourself, I will teach you how to hit your goal with deadly accuracy. Most people live like they have unlimited chances. They set one goal today, then chase another tomorrow. They change directions every time something feels hard or boring. It's like trying to hit 10 targets at once with one bullet. You won't hit any of them. That was never my way. When I have a goal, I treat it like a life or death mission. I pick one target and I give it all my energy, all my time, and all my attention. I shut everything else out. I don't try to do 100 things well. I try to do one thing with perfection. People ask, is it possible? I never ask that. I ask, is it essential? Because if it's not essential, it doesn't deserve your focus. It's a distraction, and distractions are deadly. Once I lock onto a goal, I clear the noise. I say no to things that don't help. I stop listening to opinions that don't matter. I stop doing things just to stay busy. I only do what moves me closer to that target. When your mind is focused like a laser, even the impossible starts to look simple. But you must be brutal with your focus. You must be willing to drop everything that steals your energy. No more multitasking. No more chasing shiny things. No more hoping things just work out. You choose your target, and you keep walking toward it no matter how slow it feels, because every step still counts. This is not about talent. It's not about being special. It's about refusing to miss. And when you focus like that, you become unstoppable. You don't need 100 bullets. You just need one shot and the discipline not to waste it. Most people live with minds full of noise. They wake up already overwhelmed. Thoughts racing, fears shouting, opinions swirling. It's like trying to aim at a target while standing in a storm. You can't hit anything when your hands are shaking and your vision is blurry. But me, I trained my mind to be still. Still doesn't mean empty. Still means sharp. When the mind is calm, you see everything clearly. You react slower, but you respond better. You don't panic because you're not chasing every emotion that comes and goes. You stand grounded, focused, controlled. Before a sniper pulls the trigger, he slows his breath. He waits. He finds silence inside himself. Then, only then, does he act. That's how I lived. I didn't move just because I felt pressure. I didn't speak just because there was noise. I learned how to wait for the perfect moment. Because when your mind is still, the right move becomes obvious. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is power. It's the power to choose what matters. It's the power to stop reacting and start creating. Sometimes people would ask me, how do you stay calm in a fight? I didn't stay calm because I was fearless. I stayed calm because I understood what was happening. My body moved fast, but my mind stayed slow, clear, quiet. I didn't let anger, fear, or ego grab the wheel. Those emotions, they make your hand tremble. They ruin your aim. And I refused to miss. Stillness is something you build. It's a habit. You train it every day. You sit with your thoughts and let them come, but you don't chase them. You breathe deeply and learn to return to now, not yesterday, not later, now. And here's the truth. When your mind is calm, you become dangerous. Not because you attack, but because you choose exactly when to strike. And when you do, it's over. Because a still mind is like a sniper's finger. Steady, patient, and deadly when it moves. So if your life feels out of control, don't look around. Look within. Still your mind. And you'll begin to see with sharp sight. You'll see your goal. You'll see the path. And you'll see exactly how to hit it. Clean, clear, perfect. Most people wait until success shows up before they believe in it. They wait for signs. They wait for proof. But I never waited. I saw the strike before it happened. Before I threw a punch. Before I stepped into a room. Before I chased any goal. I had already seen the outcome in my mind, clearly, not just once. Hundreds of times, and I didn't just wish it would happen. I mentally rehearsed it until it felt real. That's what people don't understand about greatness. It doesn't come from luck. It comes from vision, from seeing the result long before anyone else can. Even when no one believes. Even when there's nothing around you but doubt and darkness. If you want to win, you must become obsessed with the image of success, down to the smallest detail. You must see yourself in the room. See your hands doing the work. See your name on the result. And not just see it, feel it. Feel the air, feel the emotion, feel the pride, feel the peace of knowing it's already done. When your mind rehearses the win, your body starts moving toward it without hesitation. You don't stall, you don't flinch. You don't wonder if it's possible, because in your world, it already happened. People will call you crazy for believing so deeply in something they can't see. Let them. They don't need to see it. You do. This is not pretending. This is programming. You're training your mind to expect the outcome. And when the mind expects something, it begins to create it. Your thoughts shape your focus. Your focus shapes your actions. Your actions shape your future. So before you move, before you act, before you aim, see it first. Picture the strike. Picture the result. Picture the victory with so much emotion that you forget it hasn't happened yet. And when you move toward your goal, the world won't understand your calm. They'll ask how you're so confident. They'll wonder how you knew what to do. But you'll know the truth. You had already been there. You didn't guess. You didn't hope. You saw it. You lived it. Now all you're doing is catching up. Most people are held back not by their enemies, but by their doubt. They feel a fire in their soul. But then their mind whispers, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if they laugh at me? I never gave those voices a home because I knew doubt is louder than failure. It kills more dreams than any obstacle ever could. And I refused to let it live inside me. People wait for permission to believe. Permission from their parents, from society, from some random success story they read online. But listen to me, belief is not something you wait for. It's something you build, brick by brick, thought by thought, every single day. I wasn't born confident. I built my belief in the dark, when no one was clapping, when no one understood me, when no one saw anything but a skinny Chinese kid with big dreams and a strange accent. But I didn't care, because belief doesn't come from approval. It comes from deciding that your vision is more real than your fear. People told me, Bruce, your ideas are too different. Your style won't work. You'll never make it in Hollywood. You don't fit the mold. And they were right. I didn't fit the mold. I shattered it because I didn't wait for the world to believe in me. I made a choice to believe so deeply, so unshakably, so ferociously, that the world had no choice but to catch up. You don't need a cheering crowd. You don't need the perfect conditions. You don't need someone to pat you on the back and say, yes, go ahead now. You need you. And the moment you finally say, I am enough. I will make this real. I believe without permission. That's the moment you start to move like a storm, not with arrogance, but with quiet, bulletproof conviction. Even when I failed, I didn't shrink. Even when doors slammed in my face, I didn't quit. I burned the doubt until all that was left was fire. Fire to keep going, fire to fight, fire to become. And if you do that, if you light your own fire, you'll stop needing anyone else to hand you a match. So let them doubt. Let them question. You don't need their permission to believe. You only need the courage to start. And once you do, they'll stop laughing. They'll stop questioning. They'll look at you and say, "How did you do it?" And you'll smile. Because you always knew. People think success is about adding more. More tools, more routines, more books, more strategies. But the truth is, success doesn't come from adding. It comes from subtracting. I didn't become sharp by stacking. I became sharp by cutting. Ruthlessly. You want to know why most people can't focus? It's not because they're weak. It's because they're surrounded by noise. Distractions disguised as opportunities. People who drain their energy. Habits that waste their time. Thoughts that lead nowhere. I looked at my life like a blade. Every day, I asked one question. Does this make me sharper or duller? If it didn't sharpen me, it had to go. No apology, no second guess. I cut out empty conversations. I cut out chasing approval. I cut out trying to be everywhere, for everyone. Because clarity, the kind of clarity that pierces through resistance, lives in simplicity. People want to be everything, do everything, know everything. But that only leads to confusion. You become tired, heavy, slow, and worst of all, distracted from your real purpose. Let me tell you something. A sniper doesn't carry 5 rifles. He carries one tool, one scope, one bullet. He travels light so he can move fast, stay hidden, and strike hard. I lived the same way. My fighting style wasn't built on adding more moves. It was built on eliminating the useless ones. It's not the daily increase, but the daily decrease. Hack away at the unessential. Every kick, every punch, every word meant something. No waste, no fluff, just precision. You want to be powerful? Then start cutting. Trim your goals to one clear mission. Trim your time to what actually builds you. Trim your relationships to the ones that truly challenge and uplift you. It will feel uncomfortable at first. You'll feel like you're losing things. But that's the test. That's the part no one tells you about. The path to greatness is lonely, simple, and clear. And once you clear the space, you'll feel something new. A sharpness. A certainty. Like your mind finally has room to breathe. Like you finally remember what you're here to do. This world is full of cluttered minds and tired hearts. Be different. Be clear. Be light like a blade. And cut through everything in your way. People love to repeat my words. Be like water. They wear it on shirts. They post it online. But most of them don't truly understand what I meant. They think water is just soft, calm, peaceful. But they forget. Water is also the most powerful force on Earth. It doesn't ask for permission. It flows where it wants. And when it's time, it destroys mountains. So yes, I said be like water, but not to be passive. I said it so you could learn how to adapt, how to bend, and when needed, how to break through. Water has no shape. It becomes whatever it touches. Put it in a cup, it becomes the cup. Pour it into a river, it becomes the current. And that's how I lived my life. I didn't trap myself inside rigid styles, strict routines, or fixed identities. When life changed, I changed. When the fight shifted, I shifted. When the door closed, I flowed around it. But understand this, water doesn't just flow, it crashes. When the time comes to act, to strike, to move with force, water doesn't hesitate. It becomes a wave, a flood, an unstoppable current that levels everything in its path. That's what I trained for, to be soft enough to adjust and hard enough to hit with force. Most people are stuck in extremes. They're either too rigid, unable to adapt, or too soft, afraid to assert. I chose both. I could be calm like a still lake, I could be fierce like a tidal wave. The key was knowing when. In life, you'll face resistance. People will misunderstand you. Plans will fall apart. Your strength won't come from control. It will come from flexibility. If you try to be a rock, the world will break you. But if you become water, the world has to move around you.
Adaptability isn't weakness, it's intelligence.
It means you're not stuck.
It means you learn, adjust, and grow faster than anything trying to hold you back.
So don't just be a fighter. Be formless. Be unpredictable. Be untouchable in your mind. But when the moment comes, when the pressure builds, when your time arrives, strike like steel, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with the unstoppable power of someone who flowed through the storm and now arrives with precision and force. Be water in your heart, but be steel in your soul, and the world will never see you coming until it's already too late. Most people walk through life like they're sleepwalking. They move fast, but they don't move with purpose. They take steps, but they don't know where those steps are taking them. They confuse movement with progress, but motion means nothing if it's not moving you closer to your target. I didn't live like that. Every step I took had intention behind it. Every movement, every decision, every hour of my day was aimed at one thing: mastery, not popularity, not comfort, not approval, just pure, relentless, focused growth. I didn't train just to sweat. I trained to perfect. I didn't speak to be heard. I spoke to create impact, and I didn't fight to win. I fought to express what I'd mastered deep inside. People think discipline is about rules. It's not. Discipline is about alignment. It's making sure every action you take lines up with the person you're becoming. If it doesn't bring you closer to your mission, why are you doing it? I would rather take one powerful step than 100 mindless ones. Because that one step, if it's precise, can change everything. I lived by this. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. You can read books, watch videos, listen to advice. But if you're not applying it with precision, you're just filling your head and draining your time. Every morning, ask yourself, what am I aiming at? And is what I'm doing today helping me strike that target? If the answer is no dash, change direction immediately. Don't waste your fire on the wrong battlefield. I studied movement deeply, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually. When I moved, I didn't waste energy. I didn't fidget, I didn't hesitate, and I didn't try. I just executed, and I moved with awareness. I spoke with clarity. I showed up with presence. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do the right thing at the right time, with your whole self behind it. One focused action, one deliberate step, one clear decision can break through what 1,000 half-hearted efforts never will. So stop walking blindly. Stop rushing without direction. Stop confusing busyness with progress. Move like a master. Think like a sniper. Live like every step is a part of your legacy. Because it is. And if you start walking with precision, soon you won't just reach your goal. You'll become the kind of person who never misses. People spend their whole lives searching for the right tool, the perfect routine, the perfect strategy, the perfect shortcut. They chase systems, trends, and coaches, thinking that something outside of them will finally make them powerful. But I learned early, the weapon is not out there. The weapon is you. I didn't wait to be handed power. I didn't wait for the perfect technique or the ideal opportunity. I became the weapon through sweat, pain, stillness, discipline, and deep self-mastery. I studied everything, styles, systems, philosophies. But I was never chained to any of them, because I understood something most people never learn. All fixed set patterns are incapable of adaptability. Truth in combat lies in fluidity, not rigidity. You can't rely on the system. You can't rely on the form. You can't even rely on your past victories. You have to become so sharp, so self-aware, so deeply aligned that you are ready to adapt, respond, and strike with full force in any situation. That's why I trained my body like steel, why I trained my mind like fire, why I trained my emotions like water, because I didn't want to depend on anything. I wanted to be the source of precision. I wanted to be the storm and the silence, the calm and the chaos. I wanted to walk into any arena and not wonder if I was ready, but to know I was the preparation. Most people wait for confidence. I built it. Most people search for motivation. I became the reason. Most people ask, what if I fail? I asked, what will happen when I no longer miss? Becoming the weapon means owning every piece of who you are. The strengths, the weaknesses, the lessons, the scars. It means using everything as fuel. If you're afraid, use it. If you're doubted, use it. If you're underestimated, use it. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be ready. Ready to move without hesitation, ready to speak with conviction, ready to act without needing to be told. That's what it means to become the weapon. Not to be dangerous because of what you have, but to be dangerous because of who you've become. So stop chasing the next hack. Stop looking for someone to save you. Stop waiting for the right moment to start. Start now. Sharpen your thoughts. Refine your habits. Master your emotions. Command your body. And walk like the battlefield already belongs to you. Because when the day comes, and it always comes, where the pressure is high, the stakes are real, and the world is watching, you won't be looking for the weapon, you'll be it. Most people aim their whole lives. They prepare, they plan, they practice. But when it's time to pull the trigger, they freeze. They let fear creep in. What if I fail? What if I'm not ready? What if it's not perfect yet? So they keep adjusting the scope, keep checking the wind, keep doubting the shot, until the moment passes. And all they're left with is regret. I lived differently. When I was ready, and even when I wasn't, I fired. Not recklessly, not blindly, but decisively. Because hesitation is the death of greatness. I trained so deeply, so consistently, that when the moment came, I didn't have to think. I didn't have to wait for confidence. I didn't wait for the crowd to cheer. I trusted my preparation, and I acted. Don't think, feel. It's like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger, or you will miss all that heavenly glory. That was my truth. I didn't waste time overanalyzing the moment. I stepped into it fully, fearlessly, because I understood something. Fear will always be there, but you don't have to listen to it. Fear isn't the enemy. In fact, if you feel it, it means you're getting close to something important, something real, something worth shooting for. But here's the secret: the only way to silence fear is to move through it. Not around it, not over it, through it. When you fire without fear, you don't become reckless. You become free. Free from needing validation. Free from waiting for signs. Free from the illusion of perfect timing. Perfect timing is a lie. There's only now, there's only this breath, this decision, this trigger. When you live like that, with full presence, full trust, and full commitment, your actions carry force, not sloppy, panicked movement, but clean, powerful, accurate execution. That's what I trained for. That's why I practiced a single kick 10,000 times. So when the time came, I wouldn't question. I'd strike. And I want you to understand this. You're ready. More ready than you think. You don't need another month of research. You don't need 10 more opinions. You don't need to have every detail figured out. You just need to pull the trigger, move, speak, start, building, create, change. Because the world doesn't need another perfectly prepared person who never acts. It needs someone who is willing to strike, even while afraid.
And when you do that,
When you fire without fear, you don't just hit your target. You become the person who never needed luck because you built something stronger. Courage in motion, so load your focus, breathe in your vision, silence your doubt. And when the moment comes, fire, not with fear, but with everything you've become. This world is full of dreamers who never pull the trigger. Be different, be precise, be deadly in your clarity. Every lesson here is a bullet for your mind. Load them and take the shot. You don't need luck, you need aim, and now you have it.